What's going on, man? We back with another video, dog. Before we do say anything else, all praise to the Most High. We just watched a Vlad interview with the grown ass Goofy on it. Y'all should go check that one out. I had a lot to say, and you know, a fly out my mouth is not. Yeah. Anyway, today we got point of view. You are a corrupt FBI agent. What would you do if you was an FBI agent? I'd probably be corrupt. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna hold you. If you ain't sending me on secret missions and doing all that crazy stuff like real spy movies or whatever, I'm gonna get bored.
You're 24 years old, fresh out of Quantico, badge still stiff in your wallet. You took the oath with your hand raised and your voice steady. You believed every word. Protect and defend. Uphold the law. Serve with integrity. 6 months in, you're sitting in a field office in Baltimore processing wire fraud cases that'll take 18 months to prosecute and result in a fine the defendant pays with money from the same scheme. Your supervisor is 50, divorced twice, drives a 15-year-old Camry. He's been an agent for 26 years. You ask him why he never made management. He says the people who make management stop doing the work. You don't understand what he means yet. The first crack appears on a Wednesday. You're part of a joint task force. DEA, local PD, FBI. Tracking a distribution network moving heroin through the port. 3 months of surveillance. Wiretaps. Informants. You build a case that could take down 40 people. Day before the raid, your task force commander gets a call. The operation's being delayed. No explanation. Just delayed. 2 weeks later, you're watching the news. The target you spent 3 months on is dead. Execution style. His network dissolved. No arrests. Your commander doesn't seem surprised. You ask what happened. He looks at you like you're a child asking where babies come from. Then he changes the subject. You start noticing patterns. Cases that stop moving forward. Evidence that gets lost in processing. Informants who disappear before they can testify. You mention it to another young agent over drinks. He tells you to be careful what you pay attention to. Says there's the job they sold you at the academy and the job that actually exists. Those aren't the same thing. You think he's cynical? You're wrong. He's experienced. The offer comes from an agent named Carver. 15 years in, expensive watch.
Hey man, that's like some good ass food, gang. Yeah, expensive watch. That's the one thing I noticed. He got a watch you don't. Might be somebody to take some advice from.
Nice suits. He takes you to lunch at a place where entrees cost $40.
Dang.
Says he's been watching you. Says you're smart, detail-oriented, not a true believer type who'll crash and burn when reality sets in. He asks if you've noticed how some agents live better than GS-13, pay should allow. You have.
Right, yeah.
He orders another drink. Tells you there are opportunities for people who understand that the system isn't designed to work the way they taught you at Quantico. The system is designed to look like it's working while actually serving interests that have nothing to do with justice. He doesn't offer you anything specific. Just plants a seed, pays for lunch, leaves. You go home to your apartment. 1 bedroom, furniture from IKEA. You're making $64,000 a year in a city where rent is $1,800. Your law school friends are buying houses. You're deciding between internet and a gym membership because you can't afford both. The badge feels heavier than it did 6 months ago. Carver approaches you again 3 weeks later. This time it's specific. A drug case you're working. Mid-level dealer named Travis who's been flipping product for a crew out of West Baltimore. You've got him cold. Possession with intent, he's looking at 8 years minimum. Carver says Travis has a cousin. The cousin is willing to pay $15,000 for Travis's case file to disappear. Not the arrest, just the file. Chain of evidence gets contaminated. Case gets dismissed on a technicality. Happens all the time. Nobody questions it. Your cut is $5,000. Carver explains it like he's describing how to file a report. Casual, procedural. You say you need to think about it. He says, take your time, but not too much time. The offer expires when Travis gets arraigned. You don't sleep that night. You think about the oath. You think about your rent.
Shit. 5,000. That paid the rent. That paid the car note. That paid the Wi-Fi bill. That paid the gym bill. That just gotta make sure bruh ain't trying to triple cross you.
Think about the supervisor with the old Camry who spent 26 years doing everything right. And has nothing to show for it.
At all.
You think about how many cases get dismissed.
That's what I was finna say. Sorry to keep on pausing it. Man, look. Doing what you do ain't what you supposed to be doing. You gotta read between the lines. If you understand, you do. If you don't, you don't.
Technicalities anyway. How the system is already broken. How this doesn't actually change anything except who benefits from
Find your opportunities and
you
exploit.
tell yourself you're not going to do it. You're sure. Then your car's transmission fails. The repair costs $3,200. You don't have $3,200. You have $1,100 in savings and a credit card that's already carrying a balance. You sit in the mechanic's waiting room smelling burnt oil and watching daytime TV, and you text Carver one word, okay. The file goes missing on a Thursday. You're the last one who checked it out of evidence processing. It never makes it back. You file a report saying you returned it. The chain of custody shows a gap. The prosecutor is furious, but there's nothing to do. Case dismissed. Travis walks. 2 days later, you find an envelope in your gym bag. 50 hundreds. You count it twice. Then you go to the mechanic and pay cash. You expect to feel worse than you do. You expect guilt.
For what?
What you feel is relief. And that's more terrifying than anything else. Because relief means you've already justified it.
Yep.
Relief means some part of you was waiting for permission to stop pretending the system deserved your loyalty.
Yep.
Carver brings you another job 5 weeks later, then another. Small things.
We getting rich over here.
A phone call you don't make. A warrant you process slowly enough that the suspect gets tipped off and runs. You're not a criminal. You're just slightly less efficient than you used to be. The money adds up. 6 months after that lunch, you've cleared $40,000. You move to a better apartment. Not extravagant, just one where the heat works and you don't hear your neighbor's arguments through the...
See, that's all I need is an opportunity, bro. I'm not moving nowhere. I ain't changing up nothing. I'm stacking every damn dollar. No.
You buy a used Audi, 3 years old, clean title.
No.
You tell people you saved up. They believe it because they want to. Because the alternative means admitting they know what you are and they're okay with it. Carver introduces you to others.
I'm gonna just get the engine redone.
A sergeant named Foster. They meet you for drinks like it's
Thug
a
it out
networking
longer.
event. They talk about cases the way consultants talk about clients. Opportunities, risk assessment, return on investment.
Right.
You're not cops anymore. You're a market. And the product is access to a system that's supposed to be incorruptible. The work gets easier to rationalize. A drug dealer walks because you lost a file. So what? He would have been back on the street in 3 years anyway. An evidence bag goes missing. The guy was probably guilty of something else. You're not creating injustice. You're just redistributing it in a way that pays your rent.
Fact.
Your sister calls to say she's proud of you. Says you sound happier. You are happier. That's the problem. Corruption doesn't feel like corruption when it's...
You just gotta know when to get out and stop.
It feels like finally getting what you deserve after years of playing by rules that were rigged against you from the start. You meet a woman named Claire at a bar downtown. She's a paralegal, smart, funny, doesn't ask too many questions about what you do. You date for 4 months before she stays over. She sees the apartment, the car, the watch you bought yourself. She asks how a city employee affords all this. You say you do freelance consulting. She accepts it, or pretends to. You can't tell which is worse. The mistake happens on a Tuesday in March, a case involving a robbery crew hitting pharmacies. You're supposed to delay processing a warrant so the crew gets a heads up. Simple job. but the warrant goes through on time because you forget to log in and stall it. The crew gets raided that night. 4 arrests. One of them is Carver's nephew. Carver doesn't yell. He's calm when he pulls you aside in the parking garage, explains that mistakes have consequences, that the people you work for aren't abstract. They have faces and families and expectations. He doesn't threaten you. He doesn't need to. The threat is in his tone, in the way he mentions your address, your sister's name, the bar where Claire works. You apologize, promise it won't happen again. He nods, says he believes you. Then he gives you the next job. Bigger this time, a homicide case. Witness statements that need to be altered, not deleted, just changed enough that the timeline doesn't match. The suspect walks, you get $25,000. It's not optional. It's repair work for the mistake you made. You do it. You change 3 witness statements in the database. Timestamps, details, small things that create reasonable doubt. The suspect is a man named Terrence Wade who probably killed a store clerk over $200. He walks free because you retyped 4 sentences. You collect the money. You throw up in the precinct bathroom for 20 minutes.
So what?
Claire breaks up with you in May. Says you've changed. That you're distant.
Oh, goodbye.
That
Shit.
she doesn't know who you are anymore.
I don't either.
You don't argue because she's right. The person you were 2 years ago wouldn't recognize the person sitting across from her.
Don't give a
Wouldn't
damn.
believe
Doing
that
better.
version of yourself could exist. Internal Affairs starts sniffing around in June. Not you specifically, just the unit. Too many cases falling apart. Too many lost files.
Yeah, nah.
They assign an investigator named Ramos. Young, serious. Doesn't drink with the other cops. You watch him during briefings. He watches everyone back. Carver tells you to relax. Says IA investigations almost never go anywhere. Too political.
Almost.
Too many
motherfucker.
people involved. But you see him nervous for the first time. See him making phone calls in his car. Taking meetings in parking lots instead of restaurants. You think about running. Quitting the force. Disappearing. But where? You've spent 2 years building a life funded by money you can't explain. Your bank account tells a story that doesn't match your salary. Your apartment,
Better
your
figure out
car,
something.
your watch.
You better figure out
All
something.
of it is evidence. Ramos interviews you on a Thursday. Routine questions, case procedures, file management. You answer carefully, professionally. He takes notes without looking at you. At the end, he asks one question that isn't routine. He asks if you've ever been approached by anyone offering money for official favors. You say no. He writes that down. Then he thanks you and leaves. You don't hear from Carver for 3 days. Then he texts you an address, a diner 40 minutes outside the city. You meet him in a back booth. He looks older than he did 6 months ago. He tells you Ramos has bank records, phone logs. He's building something real. Carver says people are going to start making deals, trading names for reduced sentences. He asks if you'll hold. You don't answer because you don't know. Because loyalty to criminals who paid you isn't loyalty. It's just fear with better marketing. You drive home in silence, your nice apartment, your nice car, your nice life built on case files that disappeared and witness statements
There's a will,
that
there's a way. I'm
changed,
gone.
and a homicide
I'm gone.
suspect walking free. You got everything you wanted. The money, the comfort, the relief from constant financial stress. And the price was simple. Just everything you thought you believed about who you were and what mattered. Somewhere tonight, a store clerk's family is wondering why justice failed them, and you're the reason. Not the system. You. You sit in your apartment with the lights off, watching headlights move across the
It be
city.
like that sometimes.
Every
twin.
car
Hey.
that slows down might be them. Federal agents. Internal Affairs. Or worse. The people you took money from who think you might talk first. The badge is in your drawer. You haven't worn it in 3 days. It doesn't mean what it used to. Maybe it never did. Maybe the oath was always just words people say before they learn how things actually work.
Yeah.
You're not special. You're not the first agent who traded integrity for rent money. You won't be the last.
Facts.
Right now, somewhere in another field office, a young agent is sitting across from someone like Carver, listening to an offer, doing the same math you did, wondering if the system that underpays them deserves the loyalty it demands. The answer comes easier than it should, and that's how it happens. Not with a bang, just a quiet yes in a parking garage, and suddenly you're something you swore you'd never become.
Hey man, you the only one order to get home. It be like that though. Look. In life, you got decisions. Make them. That's it. What you thought it was finna be something motivational? No. No, not at all. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, man. Eat fruit, get money, make good decisions, and look out for yourself because ain't nobody else going to. Catch y'all in the next one.